Welcome to the What's Good Show. Today's topic is the story of my power blanket, a magical blanket that helped me not be afraid of the dark. This is also a story about the power of placebo. When I was really young, I was always really sick, so my parents decided to keep my bed really close to them in a walk-in closet so they could check on me at night. I also had a great nightlight. But when I got older, my parents decided it was time for me to graduate and share a room with my older, stronger, and bigger brother. My brother wasn't afraid of the dark. He slept with the door closed, but that was a problem for me. No parents close and no nightlight? No way. I cried every night, protested, no. So they had to leave the door open with the hallway light on. My brother hated this. He protested. So my parents came up with a tricky plan to get us to sleep peacefully. They called me and my brother into the room, and they asked my brother to give me his old baby blanket. They told me that my brother's old blanket had absorbed all of his courage, and that if I slept with it in my hand, I would be as brave as he was. His blanket would change me and make me not afraid of the dark anymore. I wanted this blanket. I wanted to be fearless. So then they asked my brother to give me his blanket. He said no, he loved his blanket. But my parents reminded him, if they gave me his blanket, I would stop complaining and he could sleep with the door closed in peace. He thought about it. He said fine. The first night they closed the door, I felt really afraid, so I held the blanket as close as I could. It worked. I fell asleep. In a few weeks of sleeping with the blanket, I didn't even need to hold it to fall asleep. Just having it in the bed was enough for me to feel safe. I love this power blanket. A few years later, now I have a new little sister, and it's time for her to graduate from my parents' room into my room. But guess what? She was afraid of the dark too. She doesn't want to sleep in the dark. So what do my parents do? They hold another blanket meeting. But I wasn't as nice as my brother. I didn't want to give up my power blanket. They tried the same line and told me that, if I gave up my blanket, then we could all sleep in peace. I said I didn't care about peace. I want my power blanket. My parents asked my little sister to leave the room. That's when they told me the truth. The blanket didn't really have any power in it. It was a placebo. It was a trick, a story they made up with my brother to get me to sleep in the dark. And since I believed the story, it worked. I thought that the blanket would make me as brave as my brother. The courage didn't come from the blanket. It came from my mind and my thinking. So my parents asked me again to do the same thing with my sister. I felt tricked, but I couldn't deny that their plan worked. I wasn't afraid of the dark anymore, and I wanted my sister to be brave too. So I said yes. We called her back to the room. I gave her my blanket and told her it would give her strength. It worked. The good news, placebos are real. Thinking something can make you brave will make you brave. The bad news is that placebos don't work anymore if you know that they're a trick. What do you think of placebos?